Hello and welcome. Mindful conversation with Dr. Dawood Waeed, and today I've taken a topic which is so valuable, so close to my heart. I've traveled length and breadth of the country just to see what are traditional alternate schools. The idea of sitting under the banyan tree, studying in a nature open to everything, no classrooms, the only benches you see are perhaps tree trunks, and that is a kind of education where Gurudev says, where the mind is without fear, and into that haven of freedom, my country, my father, let my country awake. I grew up in Kolkata, and Shanti Niketan is on my list number one of alternate schoolings. Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore, it is a nursery for the national anthems of the world. India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and that is what Gurudev's ashram has done. So if you get an opportunity to visit Shanti Niketan, well, that's your starting point of what a traditional alternate school should be like. Think of an alternate school. We have in our Puranas, we have in our legends and our mythology, the very idea of Eklavya rivaling the greatest archer of any time, Arjuna, and still being outside his own teacher's Gurukul. Do you know we have the Dronacharya award being governed by the government of India for the best teachers? I mean, someday Dronacharya award is like the Padma Shri of education. And that's the kind of traditional, non-alternate, non-conformist schools that we're talking about. Another school that I want to talk about, so think of Shanti Niketan, and next is the Jiddi Krishnamurti, Jana Krishnamurti as we call him. His schools are the Rishi Valley schools. I mean, go visit a Rishi Valley school. The very location of it, there is one in Pune, of course, there is one in Chennai, and I have some beautiful explanation of what these schools can be. So Jana Krishnamurti, his books, his thoughts itself are amazing, and the Rishi Valley schools in Andhra Pradesh, that's where it started. These are residential schools. And I always have seen students outperform in a residential or a boarding school. But these are not the kind of Doon boarding school. Well, there's a different standard that they mention here. There is arts, craft, music. There is a profound connection with the nature. Talking about Krishnamurti Foundation, the KFI in Chennai. Well, KFI in Chennai is a school that talks about emotional maturity. Look at the word we are talking about, emotional maturity, where students are asked to question, students are forced to think about it. So those are some of the non-traditional schools we are talking about. And yes, Waldorf, there is Trida, there is Aram. What is Waldorf? Well, Waldorf is a methodology. So Rudolf Steiner, he's an Australian who started with an educational practice, an integration of practical activities, including say woodworking, organic gardening, textile architecture, music education, and it started with 20 schools in a bungalow. Today, they also do the IGCSE, which is the Cambridge boards, and Waldorf, the Trida. I mean, it's a school you must visit about. These are schools that fosters confidence and competence in a school. What are the other schools I can think about? Mirambika Free School. I mean, free progress school in New Delhi. Well, in the most of the cluttered and confined place in cities, our own capital, Mirambika is based on Sri Aurobindo. Well, I have my own colleague from Pondicherry. Sri Aurobindo's, philosophy is in Pondicherry. Another teacher I had who lived in Pondicherry, who could speak Tamil, of course, because you're in the heart of Tamil Nadu. He could speak English, Hindi, but also French, because that is what Pondicherry was, a French colony. And Mirambika talks about multi-age classrooms. What are we talking about multi-age classrooms? We are talking about classrooms that avoid formal examination, where students are following traditional education yet with the idea of what these schooling could be. And I love Mirambika because it follows NIOS, National Institute of Open Schooling, another model that you and I should follow about. So these are some